Here are 5 whiskeys that I just bought as we head into summertime. What's up, everybody? It's Ty the Bourbon Guy, and welcome back to my channel. A few days ago, I actually got a chance to go to this event here locally in Indianapolis. There's a liquor store here that I've been preaching about called Westlake Wine and Spirits. They are an amazing store, amazing selection, amazing staff. I can't say it enough. If you're in the Indianapolis area, and I get this question a lot, of what store should I go to, and yeah, we have a few, but Westlake has to be on your list. They put on great events, very knowledgeable staff. And Westlake actually just had this event where every year, it's their customer appreciation. They always do it around Memorial Day weekend. It's always a good time. This year was a lot cooler than last year. I was sweating like crazy last year, but this year was actually it was still kind of warm, but it was at least tolerable. And there's vendors from all these different companies, and not just whiskey. There was all types of people out there doing some RTD type stuff, ready to drink products. There were some people out there doing beer. So there's a variety of things. There was even like a THC drink. So there's a wide variety of vendors that are there at that event. Got a chance to go, got a chance to obviously talk with the team there. Fantastic event. Really enjoyed my time there, but the thing I just appreciate and love the most is just getting to talk to the people that are at the event.
Yeah, I think just the environment and the people and just the craftiness of it all is pretty sick.
Walked away with the 4 roses, and I found Elijah Craig 18 inside. So
there you go.
Yeah, I got no bottles. No bottles.
You got his 18 year, so you're good, right?
And that's one of my favorite things to do. And a lot of people that were there that have told me that you're either subscribed to this channel, so shout out to you, and just interact one-on-one. It's one thing to do this and make a video and social media, all that stuff, but it's another to see you in person and just have a real conversation. So a really cool event. I really enjoyed it.
How you doing, Ty the Bourbon Guy?
But the thing that most people care about is what bottles did I walk out of here with. All right, number 1, Elijah Craig. This is the barrel proof, single barrel, private barrel, whatever you want to call it. It's one of my favorites. It's definitely something that I keep telling myself, like, no, you don't need another one, right? Like, you have enough of these picks. I have all the batches, whatever. I don't know. Something about Elijah Craig barrel proof. It's just an amazing whiskey. It's one that's very, very good, in my opinion. And I do think it's to a point where everybody's got their pick. But again, when you find a store that your palate aligns with, or they have proven that they know how to pick whiskey, you stick with it. You trust them. So the fact that they had the Elijah Craig pick, even though I hadn't tried it, I trust this team. They picked amazing bottles, and I wasn't going to turn it down. Some would say it's only 9 years, 123 proof, but I think with these, it's just, I don't know. I don't want to say hit or miss, because there's none that really miss, but there's some that I think surprise you. You see the age or you see the proof, and you don't think, this isn't a 13-year, 130-something proof, that it's not going to be good. And I don't think that's the case. I think there's a lot of these that you try and they shock you. They will surprise you. So I'm excited for this one. All right, number 2, 4 Roses single barrel. This is the barrel strength. So remember, they have a regular single barrel that's 100 proof you can find in a lot of stores around 40 bucks. But then there's also these picks, and these picks are barrel strength. This one, very similar to the Elijah Craig, is a 9-year, I think it's 9 year, 1 month, and also 123 proof. And the thing with 4 Roses picks for myself is that the higher the proof, sometimes that spice just gets to be too much, and then I actually want to water it back down a little bit. Some people love the spice, and I didn't go for it. But to me, these can be in a situation where they can feel too much. They can be overpowering. I think Old Forester single barrel, in my opinion, the barrel proof ones are similar in that regard, where they can be very, very good, but then they can also turn quick, and they can be very, very hot. Trust the team at Westlake. In fact, they even gave me a little information about this specific bottle.
Here's our newest 4 Roses single barrel pick, OBSK, 9 years, 1 month, tier 5. This was the youngest of the 10 samples we tried, yet it was also 5 out of 6 first place votes. Funny also, the name, here we go again. 4 of the last 5 barrels we've selected, 2 have been OBSK, 2 have been OESK. So here we go again.
And as just mentioned, this is an OBSK. Remember, 4 Roses has the different mash bills, the different yeast strains, so they can kind of mess around with their recipes. And on the neck tag that's on the bottle next to me, it'll tell you the different possible recipes and the different possible combinations and what your bottle actually is. And it'll also even tell you kind of like a brief description of what they think that should taste like. All right, number 3, Booker's Springfield batch. This one is the 2024-01. Now, those that may not know this, Booker's actually releases 4 different bottles or batches every year. Some people are kind of in the boat where, especially at that price tag, it's creeping around 100. I think MSRP is still about 90. I don't know that I've seen it at 90, but a lot of people don't feel like it's worth it anymore. It used to be around $60 to $70 range, and people feel like it's starting to decline. I am not one of those people. I absolutely Love Booker's. I will buy every batch. It's just, it is what it is. I actually have a review for this one coming out soon, but either way, I'm gonna buy it no matter what. It's just what I do. I love Booker's. Everybody's got that one. Everybody's got that one, and Booker's is that one for me. All right, number 4, Sagamore Spirit. This is their 8-year-old rye. So this one was actually a surprise because I got a chance to sample the 8-year-old rye, but I could never find a bottle. And I know that so many people talked it up last year, but again, couldn't find a bottle. Then a couple weeks ago, I actually did a private tasting in the area, stopped off and got a gift for somebody. And when I did, at the liquor store, I saw this sitting there and I was like, man, that's just sitting there. That's crazy. I couldn't find it and now I just found it sitting there. So you never really know what you're gonna find when you just walk into a store and try different places or whatever. So of course I had to get it. Sagamore does amazing things. An 8-year-old rye from them, obviously gonna be good. I cannot wait to get into this one and sit down and officially review it. All right, number 5 from Hard Truth. This is the Farmer's Reserve. Now this is a blend of whiskeys. It's actually their small batch bourbon and their chocolate malt rye. So this one's actually an Amberana finish, and Amberana can be really polarizing. Now, in my opinion, Amberana is heavy, heavy cinnamon, and it's so heavy that you either like it or you don't, I feel like. But at the same point, I don't mind it if it's done well. This one's done well. But I think when I drink whiskey, I like to go from different bottle to different bottle. And when you have anything that's Amberana finished, that's pretty much where it stops for the evening. Because if you go to something else, the taste profile, at least for me, just is not really what I want. So I either end the night with this type of whiskey or this is all I'm drinking that day. But I'm a sucker for Hard Truth. I love their products. This one actually supports farmers in the Heartland area. So anytime it's to a good cause and it's whiskey, you gotta do it, right? And number 6, Never Say Die. Never actually even heard of this brand. And they actually reached out to me and asked me if they could send me a bottle to try. I have not gotten a chance to try it yet, but I'm interested in learning more about it, I guess. It seems very interesting. I don't know. There's definitely a story there. And I don't know if it's a story because it is a story or a story because they're trying to make it a story. But either way, there's a story there. So this particular bottle is the rye whiskey from them. It's 105 proof. I don't really know much about it. Again, I'm still kind of researching this brand and trying to learn more about it. But all I can really tell is that it was distilled in Kentucky and then aged in England. I'm trying to figure out what's the difference between this and like a Oceans, like from Jefferson's. Is it the same type of gimmick where we're just sending it to a different place? I love the fact that we experiment with what aging does in all these different regions. You're taking a Kentucky whiskey, whether it's a rye or a bourbon, and then you're sending it somewhere else to try to age it to see what the impacts of the aging process are and what the environment, all that stuff does to the aging. There is something to be said about that. I don't really feel like they're trying to sell this as like what Oceans does, where they pretty much say like, oh, the being on the water and crossing the equator, all that stuff. I mean, it obviously has impacts on the barrel, but I feel like it's similar, maybe, but also a little bit different. I don't know. Need to learn more about it and actually open it up and try it. But they sent me this bottle, so I actually don't know where this is even available and all that stuff. So again, as I review it, I'll have more information for you all as I get to that point. All right, and that does it for now. That's the whiskeys that I have gotten recently as I get ready to head into the summertime. Really excited to crack some of those store picks. Definitely the Sagamore. Already opened the Booker's and the Hard Truth. So yeah, I'm excited for all of them. And like I said, the only one I don't really know much about is this Never Say Die one. So if you have more information or you know more about it, let me know in the comments. Appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you so much for all of the support as always to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.